Has the pinnacle of swordsmanship been reached? It's been over 1,000 chapters, and through many swordsmen such as Mihawk, Zoro, and Ryuma, qualities of being the best of the best have laid right in front of our eyes. But what does it mean to truly stand at the pinnacle of swordsmanship? And what abilities and weapons set the best of the best apart? But for those of you wondering how one can reach the pinnacle of swordsmanship, in this video I will be analyzing the impacts of haki usage to a swordsman, what abilities it can lead you to obtain in order to reach the pinnacle of swordsmanship that is only reached through years of dedication. I will be also going into the most supreme sword grade a swordsman can wield, the Black Blade. As always, if you'd enjoy more One Piece content like this, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe, because YouTube tells me that 99% of you who watch my videos just aren't subscribed for some reason. So be sure to subscribe and comment on ideas of videos you'd like to see be done in the comment section below. The pinnacle of swordsmanship revolves around the mastery of advanced armament and observation haki, but also the ability for a swordsman to be able to choose when their blade can be used to cut something. This ability is also known as the breath of all things. This is a skill that advanced armament haki swordsmen need to learn as well. This works when a swordsman is able to feel the life and everything around them, almost as if what they are feeling is the breathing of what's around them, and feeling the heartbeat as well. More specifically, what they are feeling is the life in what it is they want to cut. Having this ability to use, swordsmen can determine exactly what and when to cut, having full control over their blade. As we know, armament haki allows swordsmen to coat their blades with haki, which will tremendously enhance its striking power and defense. And observation haki allows a fighter to sense the presence, strength, and intentions of opponents. It can act as a sixth sense to predict attacks, essentially giving swordsmen a wider range of vision and extra sensing capabilities to detect killing intent, avoid ambushes, and time their own attacks and counters perfectly. That's why when we see Luffy training to learn how to use observation haki, Rayleigh trains Luffy to subconsciously sense the presence of all things. But the breath of all things takes these haki abilities even further. This is mentioned directly in Wano when Luffy wants to learn advanced armament haki. Luffy is told about how this power can be infused into a blade. With the control of this power of your sword, whatever the swordsman wishes to cut, the sword will cut. And when Zoro first taps into this, he is able to vividly see the breath in all things around him. He knew where his sword was without even seeing it. He even is able to calculate where each piece of rubble was going to land, and was left untouched by these pieces falling down without even needing to dodge them. This level of environmental mastery is an example of a common way of fighting when reaching the pinnacle of swordsmanship. But there are certain blades that stand supreme above others amongst the world. These are known as black blades. Even though when you infuse armament haki into a blade, you are technically creating one as a result. If there is a sword that is permanently imbued with haki and remains black even when the owner isn't channeling their haki into it, that truly is the black blade of such superiority I am talking about. As of currently in the manga, we only know of two black blades. They are Shisui and Yoru. Yoru, which is wielded by Mihawk, and Shisui, which was wielded by Ryuma, and even Zoro for a point of time. But what we do know is that these blades specifically hold pride in their unmatched sharpness and durability, to the point where it wouldn't even bend if a dinosaur stepped on it. The enhanced haki flowing through a black blade may also unlock special techniques or access to unique forms of haki use. We've yet to see the full capabilities of these weapons in action. Some believe black blades can also permanently retain the haki essence of their previous owners, even after death. This might explain how Shisui stayed black long after Ryuma's passing. This lends mysterious and deadly qualities to these rare swords. But what puts these blades at such a high level in reputation to other swordsmen is its difficulty in order to create one. Achieving the necessary haki mastery and intensity to turn a blade black is considered the ultimate benchmark of a swordsman's skill. This obviously requires developing armament haki coating to surround the blade, as well as this form of haki to its advanced level, and also honing observation to its peak to read opponents' movements and weaknesses. But this obviously isn't as important. Through rigorous cutting exercises, strength training, and reflex training over the years, one can begin accessing these abilities. But ultimately, the sword being turned into a black blade comes down to continuous haki channeling and battle experience over long periods of time. And it's the unique journey of each swordsman slowly building up and imprinting their haki presence onto a single blade until it permanently transforms. This long-term struggle symbolizes the pinnacle. So let's take Ryuma for example. After countless battles and sharpening his skills beyond ordinary limits, he was able to upgrade his blade into a black one. His battles with monsters and other fierce warriors pushed his swordsmanship and strength to the limits, and obviously contributed to Shisui becoming a black blade. But when facing powerful enemies, it's his haki that had been strengthening during each fight that had imbued into his sword with enough time that led to the creation of his black blade. So why is it so uncommon for anyone to do this? During battle, a swordsman must channel intense amounts of haki into their blade for every swing, strike, and clash. This will slowly imprint their energy and presence into the blade after hundreds or even thousands of high-level uses. But this requires extreme use of physical stamina, immense spiritual focus, and single-minded dedication to one's technique. As exhaustion sets in, the swordsman must persist through pain and draw deep from reserves of spirit to keep pouring haki into each swing. And also, the non-stop fighting over decades at such an intense level takes a devastating physical and mental toll. Swordsmen must also repeatedly push themselves against even stronger opponents and challenges to strain their skills and haki control past normal limits. It is through repeated extreme tests and overcoming the toughest opponents over the course of years that the essence of haki can eventually become fused within a base blade. Because of this, not many swordsmen throughout history have achieved this feat. For most, it simply exhausts the body and spirit well before the blade begins to change. And even among prodigies, it may take dozens of years of training with a single sword from youth to finally attain a black blade in one's prime. Even trying to use a blade already permanently turned black is an extreme struggle for some, such as with Mihawk's black blade, who only he is able to use. The rarity of these dark weapons is a testament to the tireless effort and singular talent needed to manifest one. For this reason, black blades are spoken about in hushed tones by regular soldiers and bandits who could never dream of reaching such heights. They represent the ultimate accomplishment aimed for experienced swordsmen, persisting through a gauntlet of pain and adversity that would break normal men many times over. As of the current swordsman alive right now, Mihawk is the only swordsman to be wielding a black blade. And the reason why I'm not mentioning Zoro is because he no longer is wielding Shisui. This shows also why having a black blade elevates one to unparalleled master status. Wielding a weapon that has walked a path of swordsmanship few survive, their very presence intimidates and disheartens lesser fighters. These living legends have attained power through their craft that places them firmly above their peers. In this world of pirates and marines, those few who attain this rarefied air sit firmly at the top of the mountain. Their skills are of high quality and fame because of this. These living legends have walked a path of the sword no ordinary man survives. They have focused mind, body, and blade to a singularity that places them firmly above their peers in power. The unique path of each swordsman and the opponents they must overcome shapes their development, but it is the non-stop dedication over decades and forging of their will through hardship that allows their haki presence to fuse within the sword's essence. This long-term struggle and dedication symbolizes reaching the pinnacle. It is a visual representation of surpassing limits, making these swordsmen worthy of the word legendary, and this is reaching the pinnacle of swordsmanship.